Good evening. Welcome to WooTube. My name is Baran Woo, and today we're going to have an extra special guest with zero technical hitches. I'm going to try and bring him on immediately, and nothing's going to go wrong. Calling you now. Boom. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you're all well today, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are. There is a chance that at the moment he's hanging out in a voice channel with soccer, so we might chat the breeze and bring him on in a second. Uh, Although I have literally nothing prepared for tonight apart from the king. so so if he doesn't answer this call, um, then we might be in trouble. Uh, Maybe wait a second. I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna jump in here.
You've won everyone you've been in.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Ah,
Hello. I will pass
hello.
you away.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get some words of wisdom from the world champ for a second there, soccer.
Wait. We can. I need to. I've got some stuff I need to do, so I wouldn't be able to stay on for very long.
Well, I thought while you're here just for 5 minutes, you played the Ocarina tournament on the weekend. You seem to be having a lot of fun. The backland deck you built looked pretty disgusting. Um,
Oh yeah.
what did you make of Ocarina?
Um. Oh, Ocarina is so much fun. I mean, I've played it every time that I've been able to. I missed the last one. But yeah, Ocarina is really fun. Like I usually avoid alternate formats of Netrunner because I like get it confusing which cards are legal in which format. So it's like if I were to play Eternal and then also play Standard, like I would get confused as to what cards are legal in Standard.
That's
But
fair.
Ocarina happens in the Standard format, and you just change your ID. So like you get like this injection of new deck building and new abilities without any risk of confusing what cards are legal. So it's great.
That's pretty excellent. I was really gutted that I didn't get a chance to play. I had um a pretty fun slash and burn deck ready to go, which maybe I'll get to play at a future event. And uh, inspired by someone on my team, I was gonna bring a deck which ran Daig Netcat with Maven and a load of programs.
Mm.
Because that's the kind of stupid stuff which I enjoy.
I mean, that's something that you can do because they started changing the Ocarina IDs to have different starting memory units. So like I think
Yeah,
Dag starts
Daig's
with
got
6 MU. Like
six.
that's really cool. That's something that you don't get to do in standard.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's like why I was like, "Oh, that's something that I can. That's something I can play with." Like, you've got a day, you put down a lily pad. All of a sudden, you've got 8 MU to play with. Like, that's a lot.
Hmm.
Um, but
If
yeah,
I if I played, I would have been boring, and I'd have played like Nihilist or Augustina Mulch.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Augustine and Mulch seems good. You've got 6 MU in that as well, I think.
Yeah.
so I had that built. Like Fa and I were like testing a bunch of decks and like I was kind of like using it as like a deck building exercise, and we did build mulch in Nihilist. I thought Nihilist was a better ability. But
Probably.
anyways, it's kind of like similar because they both end up just trashing a card off the top of R&D anyways. Um, but in the end, like Backlund was just so much more fun because the whole like rogue trading, clear a tag, install stuff with Thunder Art Gallery. Like I had a turn against Augustus, um, in the first round of the top cut where I like where like turn 1 was go to 0 credits installing Class Act and Daily Cast, and turn 2 I start the turn with 2 credits off the Daily Cast, and the turn is install Rogue Trading, click Rogue Trading, buy a band's archives, use the buy bands to install Thunder Art Gallery. So I use the buy bands first to install Thunder Art Gallery, and then
Then
I
you
use buy
remove the
bands to
tag.
the tag, and then I
Oh,
use the Thunder Art Gallery to install another card. And like that's really sick, but that's also something you can just do in standard. Like, you don't need to be Bachland to do that.
it is true. Like the fact that you can really abuse Thunder Art Gallery well as Buckland, or like it gives
Yeah.
you a good enough reason to play Thunder Art Gallery, I think is fun, because I think that card is a ton of fun, and just the engine is so clunky if you're trying to make it normally, but I think it looked like it worked very, very well in with Backlund as an ID.
Yeah. Yeah. And then on the corp side, I was playing Better Citizen Program. And that's like a fine agenda, but then you get to play threat assessment. That was the funnest part of that deck.
Yeah,
Because
that
threat
was
assessment's
sick.
like threat assessment's like it's a good card, but it's always like 50, 51, 52 cards in, and you end up cutting it. But I think threat assessment's better than oppo research in that deck, because it's like, do you want to take 2 tags now and then let me play my tag punishment, or do you want to pick up your icebreaker, put it back on top of the deck, so that next turn you can draw it, pay to install it again, and then trigger Better Citizen Program and take another tag.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one, and I think I was playing around with threat assessment a lot a while back, and unfortunately it was at a time when the only thing that people were installing were like fermenters and paladins, and they'd install nothing else, and so you're like, well, I can play a threat assessment, but I'm like, costing you 1 credit. But yeah, the additional sort of the additional bonus of being able to like better citizen program them again felt really good. I liked
I
that a
mean,
lot.
I will say it might actually be a bit of a sleeper card for standard, like for real, because it says choose an installed runner card, which means you can use it to hit winning.
Yep.
And no other card lets you do that. Like Wake Up Call says non-virtual. Like you can play Scape Net, I
Yep.
guess. Um, but like threat assessment works on twinning, and that might be something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I can actually see that. I mean, twinning is an issue right now. Like if you like, or it's probably the best runner win con. So if you've got a way to deal with it, that's you were spending 2 influence on Sadaka in your world's deck to deal with twinning. That's how much you're kind of you want an answer for it. So if you're playing a yellow deck, maybe this is the card you need.
Leave my twinning alone.
It's fine. You can just take the 2 tags. Just take the 2 tags. What's the worst that can happen?
Yikes.
Love it.
All right.
Right. Well, Soccer, if you have to jump off, I might call Brandon on a private line just in case anyone
Yeah.
sneaks into the kingdom. But nice additional free special guest today. Love it. Excellent stuff.
Bonus coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's great
Cool.
chatting with you, and I'll catch you around.
Catch you soon. Right, Brandon, I'm gonna call you back on I'll call you in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Right. If I can get out of this. Right, here we go. Da da da. The king. Call. Neil, I'll get to your comments in a second once Brandon's back on. Yo yo.
Yo, 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 yo.
Okay, so just before we go on, Neil says that that basically he was all ready to play Ocarina on the weekend, but someone was playing too well and stopped him playing. So a little bit salty there. A little bit salty.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries. Says you were going to play Oracle May, which seems very very fitting. Yeah, Pigeon Fighter-ish better system program does sound pretty legit. For people, if people are tuning in and don't know what Ocarina is, then essentially it's a very, very fun alternative format where instead of playing as an ID, you play as on the runner side, you play as a connection, a unique connection. There are a couple of other things which you can play as now, and as a corp, your ID is an agenda, and there's a spreadsheet and it tells you how much influence each has got, and some have additional bonuses now. And yeah, it's like super fun in terms of playing some decks which just are physically not possible in other formats, or just getting sort of
Right.
some different amounts of tempo and things. But also on the weekend, somebody went undefeated at the AMT online tournament, and that somebody is my special guest today, and that's Brandon the King. Hello, Brandon the King.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are we doing? Like quite the tournament for you on the weekend. Like absolutely smashed it.
Yeah. Had some good things happen. Um,
I mean,
um
I've got your mulch deck open on screen at the moment, which is kind of standard, but it has some spicy cards, and it's worrying when the deck is so weird. Like, as in mulch itself is like so weird when you look at it. That the spicy cards that you've include are liberated accounts and the twinning.
Yes.
And both of them make a ton of sense. Um, but yeah, that's the spice that we're talking about here. But watching a few games and watching things happen with them on stream, I very won over by kind of both of them, particularly the liberated accounts. Like how did you settle on them as additions to the standard mulch build?
Yeah. So like there's a lot of discussion to be had here because like a lot of things happen. I guess the easiest one to talk about first was twinning. This is just something that like I was playing in JNet and I just saw Encoder playing it. And he like used like gachapons and stuff to like help get to it as well. And I was like, yeah, like every turn and even in off turns, there was like install and just get more like loaded onto this. And then it gave you HQ pressure. And that was really scary because like seeing 3 in HQ and then like trashing what you don't like, maybe you find another asset to trash, charge Archery even more, and like steal an agenda. And it's like, oh my gosh, like really scary stuff. So I was like, yeah,
It's
that's definitely got to
yeah,
go in the mulch because
it's the one thing that mulch hasn't had as well. It hasn't ever really had HQ pressure other than imp and for like it having DJ Fenris. Like there's never been that HQ multi access. And yeah, I think I saw Wigonometry playing twinning on JNet a few weeks back, and I was like, that is an interesting include. And I was worried that it would be hard to charge, but you haven't found it. You haven't found that to be the case.
um no, like I mean, sure, there's like games where yeah, it's like the bottom 8 cards. You know what I mean? Like that's just gonna happen. But yeah, as long as you find Paladin and twinning, like you pretty much install every turn. So
That is true.
you just install and do it. And like sometimes like it's not twinning, right? Sometimes you find a conduit or opportunities to conduit first. But like the magical moments are where you have both. And that's when it's like damn near impossible to lose. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that was part of the successful tournament was I think in half my games at least. No, 3 out of the 4 I think I got twinning and conduit together to to
Oof.
do to do work. Um cuz like when you have the cookbook, you install the conduit, it comes in for a counter and you load twinning at the same time. And you can even do this on your off turn. Like if you have twinning already installed with a counter, you can symbol
Yeah.
chip your conduit on their turn with the paladin counter and like get conduit with a counter and then twinning with another, and then next turn install something else, load twinning again, and then conduit and like C5.
Yeah, that feels pretty brutal. Cold
Yeah.
Lava says congratulations, by the way. So
Yeah.
then
Thank you. I
to
I had to play
oh
cold lava.
yeah,
Sorry.
Cinderin does as well. Um, yeah, you played Cold. I think I saw a game. You were playing against Cold Lava on stream, or am I mistaken?
I had to play them 3 times in a row.
Oh, whoa, brutal.
Yeah.
Um,
Um
I'm. They were on Cold Lava. You were on like Mad Orb, if I'm correct, or Mad. Like yeah, there were a few Mad decks going around at the AMT, but I'm pretty sure yours was Orb.
it was. I want nothing to do with that deck. Like I was like in the cut, I'm like from the moment they're like I knew I was playing, I'm like Corp, like no hesitation. Corp. I'm corping. Don't want to do that again.
Fair, that's
It
fair.
it
Cold
turns out it's
Lava,
really
I I wouldn't worry about being swept 3 times. He swept everyone, so like. um. So talk to me about liberated account because
yeah.
that's like technically a great include, but it's one which has not been seen in mulch really. But my
Uh,
word is that a good price install.
yes. So I've seen it. I think Jan has played it as like a one of. If I'm mistaken, I know some people have played it like as a one of. Um, but really, like I was looking for a money card. I think like you know people have caught on that you need Mavirus in your deck,
Hmm.
and they can thwart your fermenters. Um, and so I was looking for a card that's going to give money that, like, originally I was heavy on. Okay, we need gambles, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but then they were a good starter card, but like they didn't give you long term money, and when you priced, they just went to the bin.
Yeah.
And then,
You also don't. You can't like install them off a paladin to charge your twinning. Like
uh, right,
there's
yes.
additional there.
I will say though that in the cards that I did try, um, cast was good too. Cast was decent. Um, but I felt that like getting that liberated money, um, it was a tech card really for playing against like Sokka's Asmari.
Hmm.
Because they like to daily quest and dirtle, and so then you have a money card that you can just click and dirtle as well, and
Yep.
then you can load your twinning and then go do things. Um, at any sort of like heavy glacier, but as well as like I was also looking to get more money into the deck so that I can transition to where if I need to use my breakers, I can and it doesn't like kill me.
Yep.
And then the other theory was against like the asset obs. You need to trash multiple cards a turn. So you can
Mm.
use imp for one and then liberated clicking gives you 4 credits, and that's usually how much you need to trash one of their things. So that was kind of that theory
I,
behind it. Mhm.
I guess there's also a nice thing where if you're really trying to like eke the most out of Hashiko, then you kind of want to have your off turns, like maybe not every other turn, but like every now and then you kind of want an off turn so that you're not just draining money every time, every turn, and like taking a turn of like I'm gonna click a liberated account 3 times and draw or something is like not the worst turn when it's gonna flip you back so you can reflip the next turn.
Yes. Another thing too is great card to in paladins at like 2 or 3 to just put it on there and go.
Yeah.
And also sometimes there's turns like where your opponent has an off turn themselves where they
Hmm.
don't put anything that's threatening. I had that against the PD matchup, um, where I think their turn was like draw, and then install another piece of ice on the remote, and then that
Hmm.
allowed me to just install liberated and click it 3 times, and now I have like $18, symbol chip, like Audrey, all kinds of stuff, and so like if there ever was like a brawn res and I got into trouble or something, like I could just use like cleaver or something, just hard pay for it, like it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, and then they're really good Fenris targets to just get
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially if you've got a paladin like building up at that point, because often in the late game, like sometimes when once you start stealing agendas, your paladin starts like charging up quite fast, and if you're only installing like simul chips, which cost 1, then all of a sudden you're like, kind of want to keep this paladin around. But yeah, I can see that. Um, I like it a lot.
yeah.
And I mean the games which I saw you looked like one of the richest mulch decks that I've seen play. So it was definitely doing something.
Yeah, if anyone knows who knows me playing decks, I hate to be poor.
Yep.
um, don't like it. So some of the mulch decks were uncomfortable because I'm like, oh, Alpha research, other things. Like you kind of have to play perfect, that sort of thing. But like this plus buffer drive strike fund means you should be good. Um, Now, one thing that I did realize because all this money was happening,
Mm.
um, I think it was less clicks to maybe move through your deck. Um, so what ended up happening, I think, through the whole tournament, I did not use labor rights once.
Interesting. In the
Yeah,
entire tournament.
in the entire tournament.
That's wild. I
Yeah,
guess you
often
I guess
I
you have
put
got
two
a
in the
little
bin.
less draw as well. Like because uh you've dropped the raindrops, for instance. Um
Yes,
and
but
that
I
kind
would
of took the
find buffer
place.
drive and just bottom everything.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, once I find Fenris, I can just recur that way. Most
Hmm.
of the time, that was fine enough because decks are going pretty fast. Like I would find like I'd use labor rights against like the Asmari, for example, because like that's gonna go to late game. But like against like the PDs, OBS, that sort of thing, you more rely on your Fenris to that you're gonna get stuff back that way.
Yeah.
Because they're always making you like contest or you're gonna put pressure and things like that. So
Cinderin says that Brandon's 2 rules of deck building are assemble Exodia and don't be poor. Uh,
correct.
which yeah is sounds pretty accurate to me. Um, and then what were you? What was your corp deck? You were on I can't think.
I
You must have
was
seen it on
on
stream.
I was on OB. If you want to pull it up on stream, I don't know how easy this is for you, but it's the same one that I'm playing in Fight Club. So
I can actually pull that up fairly easily because I have the Fight Club things here. So let's see if I can find your team. I think. Are you in Neuro Ice or are you in Thunder Gash or Neurofire? Which one are you in?
Man,
Uh,
I don't remember these names. They're wild.
I thought
I'm
you would have
playing
maybe.
QTM. We're playing QTM.
Okay, all right, I've got you here. So it's like Oaktowns, Atlases, One Audacity, Malapert. It's like it's Rush Ob, right? With a drafter. Is that right?
Essentially,
Yeah.
I think it's I look at it as more utility ob.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we have the tattoo bolo, the thimble rig, the magnet, and the drafter.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever ready for the drafter. Holy moly!
Yeah.
When that thing fires.
I played Drafter in Orbit Worlds and I loved it. Like
Yeah.
it was such a good like you want free costs in Ob as it is, and it's a really good one, and it's one that they have to be ready for even if they've got no programs installed. They can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to install my program so sentries can't hurt me, and you're like, here's a drafter, I'm going to get back like a border control and like getting back 2 cards as ob is stupidly good, like really really good.
Yeah.
um so I liked that a lot. Tattoo Bowler, as you're on like the Managram Skunkworks and you have a single former carry. Uh, good friend Jai informed me of a really disgusting play that you can make using the Tattoo Bowler to get the former carry onto the board to then res the former carry after the Managram Skunkworks. Like he explained it to me and I suddenly wanted to play Tattoo Bowler in my ob decks again, because I was like, that is such a sick kind of combo because it's really hard to sometimes get the former carry on the board, a without it being really obvious that it's a former carry, and b with it being relevant and not wasting your clicks to do so. And yeah, when he talked me through that play, I was like, yeah, that's pretty disgusting. um yeah,
Yeah.
this looks great. This looks like you might get taken apart uh by what uh Hermes decks, but I guess you do have Takana, so maybe you're just okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess like
Played
fine against
motion blur round 1 on Hermes. Against Sable, you want to, be able to ice all your centrals.
yeah.
Um, Tucana really helps. Um, because they really want to run. They want to check things. So usually they'll run res 1 ice on a central, and then usually if you get a score, you Tucana get a res ice on the other one, and even if they bounce that, you're still good
Yeah.
there. And if you get like a border control, then you're not going to get doofed, and it's fine. And once you ice all your centrals, you're pretty good. And if you keep scoring, you just keep getting more res ice. Um, and
I really love this ice suite actually. It's a very classic like ob. I'm just gonna have one of everything, but I'm gonna just like so that I can get the right thing. But you've got one of every ice which I want in an ob deck. Like I want a Winchester, I want a Tithe, I want a Stavka, I want a Drafter, I want a Fimbulrig, a Magna, a Hortum, and Afshar. Afshar I could take or leave, but I think it is really good potentially. And then you've got the back like it is the like almost perfect ob uh ice suite, and you're not playing Hafren, which I agree with because I think people are teching around it too much now.
yeah, I actually wanted to get into that because I think a lot of people are like, Hafren's so good, like they have to play around it. Like I know Cold Lava mentioned tournament. Like I saw the list in the cut and I was like, oh my god, I was the last game we played. I was playing around the half bridge. It was never there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's fair. I think like yeah, there's a lot of tech in like every faction has it. Um, and so it's just a lot of times you just draw. It's like it's just a dead card, and I was like, or this could just be drafter.
Yeah.
It's never dead,
Yeah.
and um, like this drafter fired in round one, against Sable. It forced out a numb in round
Oof.
two because it was tied into drafter. I think that was the other thing that I was really happy about this list was this list has 5 centuries. Like it's
Mm.
not you can't just be like, oh yeah, Stavka, okay, I know where it is now. Like I'm good. Like there's legit 5 centuries of different
Yeah.
costs.
And like two of them, potentially three of them are like gonna absolutely wreck your day. Two of them are annoying. Uh, and yeah, I just it's why I've always played Tithe over Ice Wall. Like some people will put Ice Walls in their orb decks. I'm like, I have enough barriers. If you haven't already got like 8 or 9 barriers in your ob deck, and then you're like, well, I could do with a one coster, so I'm going to put in an Ice Wall. It's like, no, I want that to be a Tithe almost every single time because you probably still have to break it. Like cards do matter to a certain extent, unless you're playing against like 70 card Pashiko, and then even then, eventually you're gonna hit something good.
Yeah, it's a tax. Like the amount of times that Tithe was a pop up window, which is good. Um, this weekend was very, very good. Um, it's a nice to put on archives for a bit to tide you over
Hmm.
against like something like Sable because they don't want to lose a card and
Yeah,
they just so then they have to break it. So they have to find Carmen, but then they have to like get in somewhere to get their Carmen down for cheap. If they're playing Echelon, it's like okay. But um and then you can do the Azif uh slash and burn play with
yeah.
it if that ever comes up.
Sell it for a spin doctor. It's also just like I loved it as a way of capping off a server to protect against Bankar.
Yeah.
There's like no better card to protect against Bankar than a Tithe because you're like
Mm.
if you Bankar this, now you're taking 2 net damage. Um, so your Bankar's basically just turned off. It hasn't cost me anything. It's it's just like the perfect little solution for that.
Yeah. I think one thing that I do want to talk about as well is the less obvious MVP of the deck, um, which is Thimble Rig.
Yeah.
Um, Thimble Rig is super clutch. Like, and that's why I feel like if I wasn't playing Thimble Rig, then I feel your concerns about Ashar. But
Hmm.
because Thimble Rig's in the deck, Ashar is now just like it's a code gate gear check that can go anywhere because you can eventually get it back to HQ.
Yeah.
Um, and as games go on, there isn't I think a couple times where I set up Ashar Winchester HQ, which is just like for a lot of devs, that's like a no go.
Yeah. Yeah. It pretty much turns off HQ, like running HQ. You're like you're especially if that shower is on the outside, like you can't even like hippo it. You can't move it with kit. Like it turns off so many strategies of like getting through your ice cheaply. It's just absolutely sort of disgusting. And yeah, I think the Thimble Rig, I've liked Thimble Rig in Ob. Again, I was playing one Thimble Rig at Worlds and it came in clutch. It like literally won me 2 games and it was very instrumental in winning me another. Yeah, I think it's a great and you want 2 cost ice in Ob. It's like really, really good to have some ice that costs 2 costs. And if they're not going to be like the world's best ice, but if they're useful, if they have utility, then it's totally worth it, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Thimble Rig does like Thimble Rig won me um a cut game or the cut game that I played and the Lou matchup as well. Just being able to um disguise that you don't have a border control and then you do have a
Mm,
border control. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Like so
beautiful.
now your border control with Thimble Rig, your border control is in two places at once. And that is very good.
Should we play some games?
Yep.
What do you want to play? Do you want to play something that you played on the weekend, or do you want to play something? Do you want to play something different?
I'm okay with either. Like, um, if you want to get some games in with these, I'm totally cool. Um, Before I was playing, just experimenting more with a different kind of ob, more like the facet ob, just trying to play around with that a bit. Um, but yeah, ob is super fun. But yeah, anything you
I'm gonna leave it up to you today. So whatever you want to
okay,
do, we'll do.
cool. Let's take the ob first. Then let's do it
Okay.
because
Um,
we both are enjoyers of ob.
so just the one that you played on the weekend?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see if I can just copy and paste this. It might work. And if not, then it's fine. It's only like 49 different cards. um, King of
Utility.
like sleeving up ob lists. It's like the worst. Oh, that actually works. That just well done, Jaina. That has just gone straight in there. Perfect. Alrighty. Cool. Let me find my do. Uh, there it is. Let's see if we can persuade Tuno to come and play us.
Oh boy.
They have a game open at the moment, so if it wants to. Um, yeah. So anything else spicy going on which you can tell me about? You probably can't tell me about anything particularly spicy in terms of deck ideas. I fully appreciate that, but you've been having
Oh
fun with anything
no,
else?
no. We me and Augustus were talking earlier. We are talking about Tau, um, Lamb, Begamot, Palongi, Cordyceps type
Ooh,
stuff.
nice. That sounds very fun. Uh, like just hitting conduit, or is this a deep dive? What's your what's
That
your what's your win con?
not not sure. Probably deep dive. It is very preliminary. But like because you can use synth gland.
Mm-hmm.
Your Begamot
Yeah,
comes
you
in at
could.
5,
Oh, right.
and
Okay, so to
then
get Begum up, yeah, fair. You could just install a turbine.
yes, but
I
like
guess MU is a problem.
so, well that or some things like you can play turbine. Some things come in at more than 5 strength. So now if you have synth gland and turbine, Begamot's at 7. So you just with Plongi, you can break any ice for just like $1.
When to God is asking, oh, we do have Tuno. Excellent stuff. Wentagon's asking, are we putting Begamot into the Shaper? And the answer is yes, yes, we are. Um, not right now. Tuno says hi, stream. Uh, but oh, whoops, I did a thing. Wait a second, what did I do?
Uh oh.
It's fine. We're okay. We're okay. Tuna says, "What terrible thing do you have for me?" The terrible thing I have for you is the king. Okay, right. We're playing against Sable. Our opening hand is Border Control, Sandstone, Afshar, Mavirus, Extract.
Keep.
Yeah, I like that as a keep. Tuna says hi. Okay, we draw a hedge fund. That's such a good opening hand. Right, what are we doing with this?
Hedge,
Yep,
Ashar HQ,
yep,
Sandstone R&D.
cool. Okay, their mark is R&D. They draw, Carpe Diem R&D. We resing a Sandstone?
Yes.
They bounce. And last click, they install a Hermes. We draw a hedge fund. It just gets better.
Yeah. I would like to hedge fund,
Yep,
border control remote,
yep,
virus in the remote,
yep.
and I'm gonna res and pop my virus,
Okay. What for?
and I'm gonna get thimble rig on archives.
Res, pop, thimble rig, archives. Alrighty. They install a stone ship. Pop it. Oh, they said your play was so cool. They Bravado HQ. Their mark is HQ. Do you want to res an Afshar?
Absolutely.
They draw and they put down a Nuka. Do you want to swap thimble rig anywhere?
Nope, we're good. How much money do we have?
We have 4.
Okay, and they have.
They have 6.
Okay.
And we draw Rashida.
What's our hand?
Rashida Extract.
Rashida in the remote. Credit.
Okay, they Nuka for 3 cards. Sorry, I've been using the wrong terms. It Nukas for 3 cards.
Yes.
And then install Unity. Diversion.
We have $6. That's fine.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money to use.
Yeah. It throws out a mutual favor. We pop Rashida?
Yes. Oh, it threw it a mutual favor. That leads to probably more breakers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do we want to swap thimble rig anywhere?
Nope. We are good.
We won't shuffle our deck. Okay, we draw Slash and Burn, Drafter, Tattoo Bowler, and a Tucana.
We have $4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't need that.
You want to extract this thimble rig now, or?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Extract the thimble rig,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll get Malapert in the remote.
Okay.
Drafter is going to go on HQ,
Yep.
and Tatubola is going to go on Archives.
Alrighty. It draws with Nuka. And then takes credit, installs a bankroll, and takes credit. Throwing out
How much
turtle
money does it have?
and a pinhole. It has 6.
Oh, it discarded a pinhole?
Yeah, and a turtle.
Okay.
We mandatory into an Oaktown.
Cards in our hand.
Oaktown, Slash and Burn, and a Tucana.
And we have how many dollars?
9.
9. And they have
6.
how many bucks? Yeah. Oaktown in the remote, advance once, Tucana in the remote.
Sounds good. Tuno is checking Hafron. Or considering Hafron. Saying maybe there's some formicary bullshit. So it boomerangs the server ice, runs the server. We res and pop a border control?
Yes.
We getting
Sandstone?
Sandstone seems correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They say, okay, just regular bullshit then. It was just regular orb bullshit. We draw a hedge fund. I
Wait,
assume
what did they
we're.
do?
Sorry, yeah. It drew twice and discarded a class act.
Okay. How much money do we have?
We have 6. It has 4.
Okay. So we res
Tucana.
Tucana.
Yep.
And we res Malapert. That brings us to 3. We advance
No,
3 times.
Malapet's already res.
Oh yeah, Malapert's already res. Yes. Tucana, advance 3 times and score.
Tucana first. What do you want to Tucana? So many options.
We are going to get a tithe.
Uh-huh.
On HQ.
Wow, really? As well as the drafter?
I assume they were going to bounce the drafter, so that's what I'm predicting.
Ah, right. Okay, that's wise. Okay, and then Malapert. So many options.
We get I will get. Actually, how much money do we have?
7. 1 hedge fund in hand.
I will get extract.
Okay. They bounce the archives ice.
Fine.
You got a big old middle finger sticking up in terms of the HQ ice right now, and no plan to run it. It drew a card. It drew 2 cards.
What was the mark?
The mark is HQ. So we
Got him.
drew Dirty Laundry Archives.
Mhm.
Gets a bankroll. We can purge. We will. Why not? And then
Mhm.
installs Class Act.
Okay.
Ending on 3 credits.
Mhm.
We draw Tucana.
Okay. I need that. I need that. Cards in hand.
Hedge, Extract, Slash and Burn, Tatubola, and Tucana.
Draw.
Extract.
I will. Extract. What do I want here?
I'm kind of feeling a Rashida, which means getting rid of either the Tithe or the Malapert, but
Yeah, I'm gonna extract the. Um, I'll extract the Malapert,
yep.
and then I will get the Rashida in
For
the
a
remote.
Rashida? Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'll put Tattoo Bola over top of the remote.
Cool. Alrighty. Tuno says, "Heck, this is such a tough game." It plays Carpe Diem. Its mark is R&D. It runs for Sandstone and bounces.
Mm-hmm.
Sure Gamble, Bravado R&D. Hits for
Mm-hmm.
Sandstone and bounces. And installs a Paladin. Got a decent amount of credits that turn. We pop a Rashida.
Yes, please. No ob. How much money do they have?
12.
Okay.
We draw Oaktown, Rashida, Envelopment, and a Border Control. Anarcho is stunned that you're playing a normal-sized ob. Good evening, Anarcho. How you doing?
How many cards do we have in hand?
8.
I don't like the pitch.
Yeah.
I also don't like. What's our hand?
So we got Border, Envelopment, Oaktown, Slash and Burn, Hedge Fund, Extract, Tucana, Rashida.
So only 2 ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. So Oaktown in the remote.
Yep.
Advance it.
Yep.
And Border Control on the remote. That's fine.
On the remote. Cool.
Yeah.
And then we pitch 1 card. Is it the Tucana?
Yes.
Cool. Cold Lava says, "What do you mean? Normal size is 59, 49 is small ob, 74 is big ob." I mean,
I play 94.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Eternal Fast Advance Asset Ob, and I play that at 54 cards because you have so much stuff that you can tutor and you go so fast that it's actually better to play 54 cards from my experience. I trimmed it down to 49 for a recent game and it felt worse. Okay, what did it do? It Installed a class act. It installed a class act. Drew, and then installed Mystic.
Okay.
All right, we draw a border control.
Very
Are
good.
we
Okay.
are we cooking this Oaktown or what? Or are we scoring it?
We are going to this one is tough. We advance.
Yup.
We do I want to give them this mark? We advance. We hedge fund.
Yep.
And we border control R&D.
Okay.
Not my favorite play, but
I think it's
kind of how this
very, very much what I'd have done. Okay, it installs twinning. Dirty Laundry's archives using a Mystic Buck to charge for twinning. It will hit the Mavirus because of
virus.
that, so our sandstone resets, which is nice.
Mhm.
Installs Carmen. Installs Nuka. Takes back the install of Nuka. Drew an installed Nuka, throwing out a Hermes. Ends on 6
How much?
credits.
$6. Okay.
We draw a Mavirus.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, that's very good. Okay. Okay. So it is thinking what I'm going to get.
We have a
Yeah.
Rashida in hand, which is nice.
Advance 3 times. Or sorry, 2 times.
Yep.
Score off the Tucana. How much money do we have now?
20. Loads.
We're gonna get envelopment on
Yep.
archives.
Yep. It bounced the drafter from HQ.
Okay. Cards in our hand.
Rashida, extract, slash and burn, envelopment, Mavirus, and a drafter.
Envelopment on HQ.
Okay. Tuno says, I guess I forfeit to Stavron here. Luckily, we're not on it. Or luckily for them. So what did it do? It played a gamble, installed a Kurapira, and then it bravados HQ.
How much money do they have?
6. +2
We
on bankroll.
res this envelopment.
It is
Have
res.
fun with that.
They let it fire. And draws with Nuka. Okay. We draw Regolith. We have 11.
Uh, oh, we don't. Oh, we do. We do. Okay. We draw.
Former carry?
Okay. Rashida in the remote.
Yep.
Virus in the remote.
Yep. It installs a boomerang on the Tatubola in the remote.
Mhm.
Then inside jobs the remote. So first ice is border control.
How much money do we have?
11.
Res.
No Kurapira counter for you. Ha ha ha. Then Tatubola.
Res.
This is quite sick because this is whatever happens, they're losing their boomerang here. Pops a boomerang.
We swap in the formicary.
Okay. Approaches the sandstone.
Don't let them continue after the sandstone. I have to think about how much money they have.
Yeah. So they're ending on 5. Well, after they break, they're on 5.
Oh, okay. How much money do we have?
9.
Okay, so we res and pop my virus to get skunk.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Let them see if the skunk works first. It spends 2 clicks. Res the former carry.
Okay. It has 5.
Yes.
And how much on bankroll?
2. It can exactly clear out the server.
Well, if we res formicary, we have another opportunity to pop border control, which may happen. And so I will res formicary.
It's letting us fire. Took 2 net. Really wants to get in here.
We pop the border control then.
Okay. Right, Resin Pop Rashida.
Oh, yes, yeah.
They have. It has 1 card left in hand, and does mention, I suppose I died to a Zeef.
Well,
And
we'll see if we can
draw
find
one.
it.
We only have 1, right?
Yeah.
We didn't. We got a hostile. So we've got. We drew Mavirus, Magnet, Spin Doctor, and a hostile.
Yep. So we just wait. Do we have money to score this hostile?
Yeah, we've got 7.
How many cards do we have in hand?
9.
That's fine. We'll score.
Do we have ice left to Tucana? I guess we'll
We have
find
a
out.
Winchester. We have
Yeah, we got Winchester, Stavka, or Horton.
um. Yeah, I'll get a Hortum on R&D.
They'll bounce the border control on R&D because they have to. We have to throw out 4 cards. Our hand is border control, magnet, Tatubola, drafter, spin doctor, Mavirus, regolith, extract, and a slash and burn.
Mavirus can go.
Mm-hmm.
Magnet can go.
Yep. Tatubola seems bad once they've got a Kurapira out.
Yeah, Tatubola can go.
We need one more.
What are the rest of the cards here?
So you got regolith or extract, or we've got a drafter or a border control, or a spin doctor, which seems like the least sensible.
I will kill the regular.
Okay. Okay. Draws 3 off Nuka. I love how I'm struggling to remember what's in this deck, and I can see the freaking deck list. Like, you don't make it easy for yourself, do you? Ever.
Nope, never.
Okay. Installs a boomerang on HQ on the envelopment. Runs HQ, which is their mark. They're gonna let us pop this envelopment. Ah, which means we get a Winchester if we want it. That's quite fun.
100% we do.
It's like at this point they're not gonna have any 4-cost ice left. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
I assume we put it on HQ. I've put it on HQ already, so I hope that's correct.
Correct.
Yeah, fine. Like I was like, I didn't know if I was missing some wild plan here. They encounter the Tithe. They just let it fire. Hit and miss bones. They hit the Afshar. They see the extract, the border control, the drafter.
Wow. Wowie.
Yeah, they.
That's rough.
That's bad. I mean, they don't. It doesn't really have the money to trash the spin doctor even if it hit it, but yeah. Tuna says drafter seems really good actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. We draw a spin doctor.
Yeah. How much money does it have?
2.
Spin Doctor to remote and res.
New remote.
Yep, and res.
Yep. 2 atlases.
Yeah. Okay. What's our remote currently?
It's sandstone into former Kerry with a managram.
How much money do we have?
10.
Atlas in the remote, border control over top.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. They're not getting into HQ, so if it gets this one, we score out next turn. Just with Mushin Advance, we installed the Spin Doctor first click, so we didn't have enough clicks to slash and burn out the Atlas this turn. We will do it next turn, or we'll just score this one from the remote. Tuna says, really don't have it here. I was supposed to make some successful runs. Yeah, successful runs help. We draw an Audacity. We have so many ways to score here. Let's
All right,
just
yeah.
let's just score from a remote like sensible people.
GG.
GG. Yeah, really just locking out a run-based Sable Bear in a big way. Um, pretty rude. Pretty rude.
Yeah, I think like the doof super good if it's anything in that remote but Rashida.
Yeah, yeah. Because it would have really slowed
But
us
it's
down. But then again, I guess
but
if
it's
it's like if it's Regolith in the remote, then we just res the Regolith, and that's also pretty rough, right?
it's like Rashida into like multiple pieces of ice. So now you extract the thimble rig, re-ice again, defend HQ, and yeah, like it's super rough.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I love how much like Nuka is just a three of in so many, or two or three of in so many Crim decks. It just feels like the include, right? Like if you're
Yeah.
playing Crim, like it's just the most obvious. Thanks for the game. Um, yeah, and I don't know what else you do if you're not playing that. Cool. Well, that felt incredibly efficient. Love it.
Yeah.
Let's do another. Dun
Sure.
dun 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 dun. Bomb standard there. So talk to me about Tau with so you're going Tau. You're also playing Cordyceps, and then you've got Bergamot and Lamb. So you're doing the Essa thing. So you're breaking every piece of ice for like free cost. Pretty good.
Yeah, $3 to $1. Yeah. It's kind of an idea. Haven't really put
Yeah.
together the deck. It's probably like an probably iteration of Man
It's a
on the Moon's
shame.
Fight Club deck.
Yeah. It's a shame Begamot's 5 and not 4, because otherwise there's probably a Hushik deck here. Like it feels more like you want to do like one really impactful run. Speaking of which, we're against an Essa. Someone that I can't pronounce their name and haven't played before. Falelaxu, maybe? Hey, like I've done. So our opening hand is Border Control, Stavka, Oaktown, Spin Doctor, Mavirus.
Keep.
Okay. We draw a Regolith.
Oaktown in the remote advanced border control over top.
No fear. Zero fear. No respect. I love it.
Yeah, this is our worst matchup, so you just gotta go.
Fair. Yeah, Essa into any kind of rush of always feels pretty dicey. They install a Matryoshka. First click. They host on the Matryoshka. They take a credit and they run the border control. We are gonna have to pop this freaking thing.
Res.
Yep. Kind of want to play a bit more of for dolls in ESSA. I feel like there might be something. Anarcho says this Stavka is gonna rock potentially, but we're not on half run. Very importantly, so
That's
uh,
fine.
yeah.
It's going to be a lot of money to break.
Okay, we pop the border control. What are we getting?
Sandstone.
Okay, on remote or somewhere else?
On the Oaktown.
Sandstone, server 1. Okay. We draw a Fimbulric.
Oh, how much money do we have?
2.
We advance.
Yep.
We put my virus in the remote,
Yep.
and we put Thimble Rig over top of the remote.
Yep. They run R&D. Good evening, London. How are you doing? Or probably good afternoon for you, I would assume. They install a time bomb. Time bomb! And they install a nuka. We draw a Skunkworks.
Rude. What's our ice and it's Stavka. Okay.
Here's Stavka. Which is it's okay, right? While they have no money, like
yeah, we're okay. So how much money do we have?
2 credits.
Okay, so we advance Oaktown, we res
Yep.
and pop the virus,
Yep.
and we get to
We
Kana.
need to advance the Oaktown one more time first. Otherwise,
I
we
thought
won't
we were
have.
on 2.
Yeah, but so now when we advance, we're on 3. If we res and pop them a virus, we'll be on 0, and then we'll have to click for a credit before we can advance again.
Yes.
So we advance again. It's all right. I got
Yes,
you.
yes.
Don't worry. We res and pop the virus. We get a
Yeah.
Tucana.
We
And
score.
then score. What are we getting?
We want a what's our hand?
Spin, Stavka, Regolith, Managam.
Spin, Stavka, Regolith, Managarm. We have $1.
Yeah.
We will get a tithe
Okay. Where's it going?
on R&D.
Cool. And then last click.
They have $0. Regolith in Regolith in the remote. Not really. Credit.
Cool. We probably just should have advanced that Oaktown a second time, or one last time.
Yeah.
But there we go. Okay, they Nuka once. They play a Laborites, put in a Matryoshka, a buffer drive, and a running hot. I love it. So they trashed 3 cards with the Laborites. They put those exact same 3 cards back on the top of the deck. Happens sometimes. Okay, we draw. Oh, another Oaktown. Install double advance.
Yes, please. How much money do they have?
2 credits. They have a time bomb which is going to go off next turn. They play Strike Fund, Gamble. Oh, they drew 3 with Nuka. Strike Fund, Gamble, and then Marrow. Sabotage 2.
R&D.
Cool. We lost an Oak Town, and an Extract. Okay, we drew a hedge fund. We probably need to
Advance.
score and get this Spin Doctor
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Advance twice.
Yeah.
Or
What are we getting?
we will get a
Kind of feel like it's Ashar or Winchester for HQ, unless you want to protect archives.
yeah, I'll go Ashar for HQ.
That seems expensive enough for them to deal with.
And then I'll
Okay.
spin.
We need to sabotage. We need to sabotage one.
How much money do we have?
6 credits.
And we have a hedge in hand.
Yeah, we've got a hedge and a regolith in hand in terms of money.
I'll take out this regolith and then one from the top of the deck.
Oh, we only have to sabo one.
Oh yeah,
so...
sorry, just regolith. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and then spin in the server.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, time bomb pops. Sabotage 3. Are we going from R&D or any from HQ?
R&D.
Okay, we lost Extract, Mavirus, and a Drafter. They install a Zenith chip. Very nice. Sabotage 2.
R&D.
We lost Rashida and a Hostile.
Okay.
They Finality into R&D. We probably don't want to res this Spin Doctor before this, right?
No, we're not resing.
They break with the Matryoshka. They C4. Steal a Hostile. And C2 and steal an Atlas and see 2 other cards.
What did they lose to core?
They lost. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been keeping up with that. To the core,
because they Zenith chipped and then Fidelity.
Oh, I don't think it says. Let's see. They just played another Laborite, so they've definitely lost a Matryoshka.
Okay.
I think they might have hit a Steel Skin because there's a Steel Skin in the bin. It was a Steel Skin. Apparently, was the core damage off at least off one of them. Okay. Do you want to resin pop a Spin Doctor before our turn or after our turn?
So they didn't run archives. How much money do they have?
They've got 4 credits.
Okay, so we res spin on their turn.
Okay, we draw Extract and an Envelopment.
Perfect. And we pop spin for Hostile Oaktown.
Oaktown, Hostile. Okay, we draw Hedge Fund.
We don't have any more ice in hand.
We got Envelopment or Stavka.
Oh, we do. Okay,
yeah.
So I would like to extract.
Yep.
The Tithe.
Yep.
For Spin Doctor New Remote.
Yep. We draw an Oaktown and a Malapert.
I will Stavka R&D and
Yep.
envelopment on archives.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, what do? They install a ghost tongue, losing a matryoshka. Are we saboing from hand or R&D?
What's our hand here?
2 hedge, a Managam, an Oaktown, and a Malapert.
Hedge fund and
Yep,
1 off the top of R&D.
cool. We also lost an envelopment. They install a hippocampic mechanocytes.
Losing.
Draw. Losing. What did they lose to that? I think they lost another ghost tongue to it, and now they're running HQ for a single. Oh, whoops, sorry. This is not a name which I recognize at all, but the speed at which they're playing suggests that they are a very competent JNet player, which is interesting.
Yes.
Okay, they see 1 from HQ, which is the Malapert, which they can't trash. You drew 1 with Zenit chip.
How much money do they have?
0 credits. We draw an Atlas.
Oaktown in the remote.
Yep.
Advance once.
Yep.
And Malapert in the remote.
Yep. There might be an argument there for just install double advance in the Oaktown and then next turn like installing the Malapert and double advancing. They over install their Ghost Tongue. I think that's what happened. Yes. So sabotage 2.
From the top of RD.
We lost a Tucana and a Hortum. Sabotage is being very kind to us today. They played a running hot.
Wait, how did they have money?
I genuinely don't know. Maybe they lost a steel skin somewhere. Oh, they took 2 credits. Sorry, so they took 2 credits, installed a Ghost Tongue, overinstalled, played a running hot. They're running archives. There are no agendas in there. Are we just letting them in?
Yes.
They get a Zenit draw. We get to purge. How fun. And that is their turn. Okay, we draw an above the law.
Spooky.
Triple over the Oaktown and pull an
Oaktown,
Audacity.
Res Malapert. Yeah. Get Audacity. We're also going to Tucana.
Yeah,
a border control onto HQ.
sounds good. So in Malapert, get an Audacity, Will Tucana, border control HQ. Feels pretty safe. We need to Sabo 1. We got a hedge fund in hand, unless you want to just rip one
Uh,
from the top.
no, kill the skunk.
Yeah, fine. Okay, they install Dr. Nuka. Click Dr. Nuka. Play a strike fund, and they're running R&D for a single. Do you want to res a Stavka?
This is last click,
Yes.
and they have 3 points. Do they have any multi-access?
They have no multi-access that I can see. So I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that's a no.
Yeah, so no risk.
They rip a hostile. It's not going to be enough. We draw an Atlas. Oh man, if they did have, I don't think we can stop them if they'd uh if they had done like a finality. I don't know what tricks that we'd have. I'm just
Right.
audacitying out this above the law and trashing their nuka and saying GG. Woo!
Yeah, that might have been actually a reason to res the envelopment, because then if they run RD, you can stop envelopment for border control pop.
That is true. Yeah, I guess we had like just enough. We probably had enough money at that point to be able to do that. But yeah, I was looking at the like Stavka and going like potentially. The problem is they had 5 credits because otherwise we could spin back the. I guess okay. So here would have been the play. If they had finality'd, it would have cost them 1 credit, which means they have 4 credits. So then what we could do is spin back the Managarm, res the Stavka, trash the Sandstone on the remote, pull the Managarm onto R&D, and they'd only have
Yeah,
4 credits and 0 clicks left. So
and it
they're
would trash their Matryoshkas as well, which would be good. Yeah.
yeah. So assuming that they played like the same turn but with a finality, we do actually have a way against it.
Wait, yeah.
Otherwise we just lose. Yeah, man. Like playing against Essa with any kind of rushy ob just feels terrifying unless you find like both border. Tucana's made it a little better, but like you need border controls like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like just like 6 border controls and nothing else.
You're right.
I've got time for like one more. Do you want to do one more?
Of course.
Lovely stuff. Bam. I'll also I'll fill you in on just a sneaky tidbit of what I'm likely to be doing next week unless something else comes up. I've started the game. I didn't mean to do that. The stream name is going to be called £1 fish, very very nice, very very cheap. And the deck's going to be playing Orca, and that's all I'm going to tell you.
Ooh, I can't wait for this. I love that card.
Yeah, well, so do I, and I'm like, I haven't really done much with Orca, and Warlock posted a deck in our chat earlier, and it was a perfectly sensible deck. And you know, sometimes someone tells you like they tell you about their deck list, and it's like got nothing to do with anything stupid and janky, but it just twigs a little bit of your brain, going like, oh, what if you put that card with this card? And and that's what might have happened. So we've got a potential like funny combo, and we're gonna play some whales. Wentagon has been down that rabbit hole. Yeah. Wentagon's there. It's instant. Like knows exactly what we're doing, like within a second. Very impressive. Um, we're going to be jumping down that rabbit hole when to gone to. So we'll burrow down. See if we can find some moles down there. But yeah. The plan is we played patchwork, retrieval run, and orca, and then we patchwork our orca into the bin so that our retrieval run costs $1, and then we install it, and that's our £1 fish. Very very nice, very very cheap. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know what happens if they ice archives. I haven't thought that far forward, but like, no one's gonna do that, right? Like,
Never,
we're
no.
we're not playing like Essa. We're not playing Omar or Alice. So like, why are they
Then you
icing
you
archives?
you break a century and charge 20. Very good.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Oh, an odd radish coming in with then Palangi to break everything for cheap. Hadn't considered Palangi. Uh, we could do Palangi. I do love Palangi. Um, yeah, yeah. Bankar is a way of getting into archives if we need to. Oh, we've got a game. We're against the Gardener. They are playing Arasana. Nice little mixture of matchups tonight. This is fun, putting you through your paces. Okay,
Yes.
opening hand: Former Carry, Sandstone, Malapert, Magnet, Mavirus. Tell me to mulligan it.
Mulligan.
Mainly just because it's just another M. Right, 2 hedge funds, an envelopment, a Hortum, and a slash and burn.
Cool.
We draw a Tattoo Bowler. Oh, that's a good Arasana. That's a good anti-Arasana card. I like that. Okay, what are we opening with?
Hedge.
Yep.
Uh, Horde of HQ envelopment is on the remote.
Yep. They draw. They put down DZMZ. Put down a bankroll. That's fun. That's a fun Arasana card. I approve. They run R&D. No Arasana trigger. They trash a Rashida.
Ah, rude.
We draw a Rashida. Um,
Cards in hand.
Hedge, Rashida, Tattoo Bowler, Slash and Burn.
Hedge.
Yep.
Tattoo R&D. Rashida in the remote.
I've been playing some very aggressive Arasana recently with
Diversion.
with mining accidents, and I've been loving it.
I played
It's
against
like,
the World Tree Arizona. That one's pretty fun.
yeah, it doesn't it seems like it's going to be great, but it just doesn't actually work as well as you want to. They gain 2, and then they're running the remote. Are we resing an envelopment?
Yes.
They let it fire. Bankroll's definitely something I want to try in Arasana. That's a good reason to run, and is a program. And then they draw a card. We fire Rashida.
Yes, please.
Oh, I nearly clicked no. Okay, Afshar, Hostile, Extract, Stavka.
Mm, how many cards in hand?
5.
Score hostile.
Oh, giving Arasana an early bad pub.
Hate it, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Okay, they diesel. Like I was enjoying Bad Pub so much the other day, I played a mining accident against an outfit. No joke. Um, they install a bankroll. They run archives. From the looks of it, no Arasana trigger, and they install a Simmel chip. Okay. We draw a Mavirus.
Okay, cards in our hand.
Afshar, Stavka, Mavirus, Extract, and a Slash and Burn. Got a res development with 2 counters on it.
I do this. I do that. And I do this. Extract the envelopment
Mm-hmm.
to get border control. I put my virus in the remote. And I put
Yeah.
Afshar on archives.
Okay. Very good.
Very good, sir.
Oh, that's reminding me of something. Oh, but I'll get to that in a second. So they take a credit, install a lily pad, take 2 credits. You want to do anything with this Mavirus?
How much money do we have?
22.
Pop my virus.
Yep.
We'll get Thimble Rig on the remote.
Cool. Are we swapping the thimble rig anywhere?
Swap it to HQ.
Yep. We draw a hedge fund. We're money, money, money this game.
We have 4 in hand.
They have 4 in hand, yeah.
No, us.
Oh, we've got 3. Slash and Burn, Stavka, and a hedge fund.
Draw.
Tithe.
Draw.
Border control.
Really? Oh, that's actually kind of cute. What did we put on R&D? Oh, Tati Bolo. That's fine.
Yeah.
We will go border control on HQ.
Okay. It's like Janet's just gonna force you to score out this slash and burn in a minute.
Yeah.
As an agenda.
Never.
Cool. So while the opponent takes their turn, it reminds me, Jakuza was just spectating for a second, and I forgot to mention that in about 3 weeks, the 24th. Oh, damn, they're doing something. They're running R&D. Do we Resitati Bola?
Yes, please.
In about 3 weeks, I think it's February the 24th, I'm running a standard tournament in Bristol. If anyone is around and wants to make, or local enough to make a little travel, we have a one-of-a-kind Ag Infusion by Jakuza as first place prize. It's very, very pretty. And some Ag Infusions by Vale for 2nd to 6th. Right, they just took some credits for the rest of their turn.
Oh,
after
they
bouncing
bounced?
off the yeah, they bounced. Are we swapping the
Okay.
Tatubola with the Afshar?
Yes, please.
We draw a hostile. That's like the only agenda we don't want to score. That's hilarious.
We have 5 in hand.
Yeah.
Draw.
Sandstone.
This is going well. Hedge fund.
Yep.
Sandstone on R&D. It's fine.
This is like kind of hilarious. Okay, they Diesel install self-modifying code.
God, so bad.
We've like, I mean, I guess it's just the way sometimes, but the scoring window we've had has been wider than 4 double-decker buses. um, and sometimes you just can't. And then they took a credit and played a creative commission ending on 10 credits.
Oh
We
boy.
swapping thimble rig anywhere? Probably not.
I think not.
Okay, we draw a spin doctor.
Spin Doctor, new remote, and rest.
Let's go. Oh gosh, spin doctor and a sandstone.
What's our hand now?
It's a hostile that we don't want to score, a slash and burn that we don't want to score, a stavka, a tithe, a sandstone, and a spin doctor.
Okay, and we'll draw again.
Drafter.
What is this?
I told you you need to
What's
score
our
out the slash and burn. But JNet's telling you to score out the slash and burn.
Stavka on the remote? Trash the hostel. What is this?
Stavka on the remote. Trash for hostile. Halodri says JNet is coded so that you draw an agenda the turn you've committed to scoring the slash and burn. Yeah. That is what's happened. Like next turn, like if it gets to a point where we're gonna just score out the slash and burn, we will draw like an Atlas, then an Above the Law, then an Azif protocol in quick succession. Succession. God, that's hard to say. Okay. At least the remote looks good. They are overclocking archives, popping the SMC. Getting a buzzsaw. Breaking the thimble rig.
Pop spin.
I'm just letting them finish there in case there's an Arasana trigger or anything.
Got it.
Don't think there is. We're not moving this thimble rig, are we?
No.
Okay. What are we fetching with the spin?
Well, put the hostel back, and for goodness sakes, put a Rashida back or something.
Cool. We'll purge because we can.
Mm-hmm.
They draw. They play a sure gamble and they install an air blades.
How much money do they have now?
12 credits and 5 across 2 bankrolls.
I would love to swap this thimble rig with the Hordem on the remote.
Yeah?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, I would.
Okay, if we draw a magnet.
We drew a meg.
We drew a magnet.
Okay, spin doctor, new remote, and rest.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
Okay, right. Okay, we have something. Tucana and an Atlas.
Yeah, they both go in this remote.
Cool.
What a series of unfortunate events.
I mean, R&D is stacked right now because we have drawn all the ice. And like, I'm a bit worried that we have drawn every free cost piece of ice. Maybe there's one sandstone left.
Yeah.
No, there's not. We've got one in hand, one on the board. We've got a drafter in hand. We've got a magnet in hand. We have
Uh-oh.
an Apjar on the board.
Life is
We have
rough.
every single free coster. Like we. Oh, this is Jesus. Okay, they are. Right, what did they do? Sorry, they installed. So they drew a card. They installed a self-modifying code. They're making a run. They've got one click left. Importantly, they're making a run on the remote. Do you want to res a Stavka?
Um.
We could res a Stavka
Uh,
trashing the Atlas from the remote, but I don't know how good that is.
no, this is the last click, right?
No, they have one more after this. Otherwise, this would be easy.
How much money do they have?
12 plus one bad pub plus 5 across 2 bankrolls.
But do they have a symbol chip on the board?
Yes.
Hmm. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Rest off. Rest off.
Yep. What am I trashing?
You are trashing the Tattoo Bulla,
Mm-hmm.
and we are getting a Malapert in the remote.
Okay. Let's see how they deal with this. I guess if they're only on Echelon, then this is probably going to be pretty expensive.
Well, they just have to pop their bankrolls and then pay.
Yeah. They install a Hush. Does that take it down to 2 strength? It does, doesn't it?
No. Wait.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Um,
Hush doesn't work on stuff.
FYI, Hush only works on Stavka if you install it before the res. As once it's resed. I'm pretty sure I can do it on encounter.
No. They can do the
No,
Hush. They can
yeah,
install
but
the Hush. It just doesn't work. Like it doesn't lower the strength.
yeah. Um, I mean, they've got out in nanotech. They're gonna have to boost twice. Oh, that's expensive. I may. So the maybe I rezzed a bit early. I can't stream. Tell me if I no. I think there was a long wait there. Um, there is a window for you to install the Hush on the way in, but would need to be before the res. Why can't I do it during the encounter? So you can still install the Hush during the encounter. However, Stavka has already gained its strength. It's not like Gatekeeper, which is a static effect.
Yeah.
Seems like it gets strength gain from the idea ability. How do I explain this? um,
It's
uh,
in how it's worded. It's a
yeah.
continuous effect.
God, this is gonna get awkward. Oh no, I hate this being on stream. So I can't. I'm not sure how best to word it, but I am 100% certain that Hush needs to be installed before the res for it to affect Starvka because it's a lingering, I'm copying Kevin's thing here, a lingering effect, not a static effect.
Yeah.
They can still break it for what it's worth.
What? So they went and got nanotech?
Yeah. It costs a lot, but they can still break it.
That costs
I
a
do see the
lot.
difference in template with Gatekeeper. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um Hush works fine with Gatekeeper
Mhm.
because it just says has +6. Okay, they're undoing click, which is fine because they might just let this fire and then reinstall stuff with the Simul chip. What did we trash last time? Can anyone remember? Tatibola. And we got
Tattoo
a
Bola and got a
and
Malapert.
got a Malapert. Okay, fine. Um, cool. Okay, fire. Right. What are we trashing?
So
F-
wait. They're
They're letting the
they're
stuff go fire.
so it's SMC, Buzzsaw, and 2 bankrolls?
Yeah. Oh wait, I thought you were saying SMC and Buzzsaw. I've just trashed the SMC and Buzzsaw. Tell me if that's correct. I think it is
That's
correct,
fine.
right? Fine.
Right.
Because they need to get back like the Buzzsaw with the Simul chip to get through the thimble rig. Maybe
Unless
they
they
have.
have no, they
Let me just
well
check it. They could have had like a slap vandal in hand, but then we pop the border control. They can't get back through.
mhm.
Worth knowing, they have a hush in hand.
What's their last click?
Uh, take a credit. Okay. Do you want to swap this Fimbrick?
I do not.
Cool. We draw another Tucana. More useless things. We're
Okay.
just scoring out this Atlas, or
Nope.
we slash and burning it.
Advance, slash.
Love it. Res Tucana first. Advance,
And yeah.
slash and burn. Score. Right. Tucana, what are we getting? We have 8 credits.
Ooh. What is there left to get?
Border control, envelopment, former carrier, Winchester. Because most of our ice is in hand or on the board.
What's R
Like
and D?
genuinely,
R&D
the
just has
best
one.
option right now is we go Winchester on R&D. R&D currently has a sandstone.
Yes, Winchester on R&D. Yeah.
As much as it sounds ridiculous, we can always move it. And then what are we getting with the Malapert?
What's our hand right now?
Lots of useless ice. Tithe, actually, that's all right. Sandstone, Drafter, that's all right. Magnet, and a Tucana.
We get Audacity. It's fine.
Okay. And then we throw out the Magnet
Yes.
or the other Tucana.
Throw out the magnet.
Yeah, seems like the West. Cool. All of chat agrees that, or everyone, no one has disagreed that that Stavka doesn't get its power from Hush. So I feel okay. Right, they draw one. It's always a bit rough in those situations, but you always you'd prefer to find out playing a game on JNet than in the middle of a tournament.
Right.
They rigging up a Stargate. Well, I'm glad we put this Winchester here.
Didn't see that coming.
No, no. And then they are stargating.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Are they just gonna trace through this? This is expensive.
They have money, right?
Maybe they're ekering it. They're egretting it. Wow, wild. This is still gonna cost.
And they're
them
getting buzzsaw.
Yeah, they're breaking it with buzzsaw. We res a sandstone, I assume.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Do we have any money?
Deck. We have 3 credits. We probably should have got Rashida. Although I guess they.
No, we're good.
Okay. They're running HQ. That's fine. They can just come in here.
Yes.
We have nothing of value. Literally. If we had anything good, it would have been jammed years ago. Okay. Do you want to swap the thimble rig anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. We draw a spin doctor. This is hilarious. This is very funny.
Okay, so there's symbol chip and things.
No, they've used their
gone.
symbol chip. Yeah. They have 8 credits. They've got some. They got like 7 on bankroll. They have a Stargate, and we have like all of our agendas in like 20 cards in R&D. It's a bit scary.
It's fine. Atlas for Oaktown and shove it.
Nice. Gotta find the sodding things first. Oaktown. Just double advance?
Yep.
Throwing out the Tucana?
Yes.
In hand? Yeah. Are they rigging up a turbine?
Whew.
Draw. Draw. Okay, well, we're getting this Oaktown, so that's nice. I guess they do have a Hush in hand. So. Running the Spin Doctor. We pop to get the Slash and Burn and what?
Is there a hedge fund or an extract or something in there?
There's an extract. The extract feels good.
Yes. Use a little bit more cash, you know?
Cool. Are we swapping the Thimble Rig anywhere?
Nope.
Okay, we draw a Rashida. Oh, that seems perfect.
We are scoring.
Okay, advance.
Double advance. Score.
I genuinely don't know if we've got any ice left. Oh, apparently we do. We've got border control, envelopment, and
No.
former carry, but not really any money to install any of them.
Yeah, I didn't want it to go.
That's fine. And then Malapert.
Yes, we'll grab an extract.
Okay. And then last click Rashida in the remote.
Yes, please.
And then ditch one card. Tive, Sandstone, Drafter, not the Audacity, Spin Doctor, not the Extract.
Tithe.
Okay. This deck has felt incredibly efficient tonight. Like, they're running HQ. Do you want to res anything? We've got a border control and an Afshar.
What are they doing? Deep dive?
Could be. I have always wanted to do the Stargate into Deep Dive combo. Like, it does seem pretty potentially rude. I'm not quite sure. They can probably get through. Depends if they've got Slap Vandal in hand, they could get into R&D.
How much money do we have?
We've got 7.
No, we can't rest.
Okay. They see a drafter. They pop a bankroll. Kind of interesting, like they put the egret on the Winchester, which costs 2, and then they break with Buzzsaw, which costs 4. They could have pretty much just traced it, but okay, they are stargating us. I think they might be going for the like Stargate into Deep Dive play here, which is pretty sick. They approach the Sandstone. I assume they have a way of dealing with this. They Arasana another egret. Wild. Break it with a Buzzsaw. They are all egrets all day long. They see envelopment, Managarm Skunkworks, above the law. They trash the above the law.
Man, the agenda was literally 2 cards.
Yeah. They're running archives. We don't res this Hortum, I assume.
Correct, we do not.
Well, thank goodness this isn't a double deep dive turn. We'll purge because we can. And then... Oh, and then they just creative. Okay.
Okay.
We Rashida and we ob off for Rashida, right?
Correct. Yes.
Do you want to swap Thimble Rig?
No, we're good.
Trash this asset, yes. Shuffle your deck, yes. Sick. No, not sick. Yes,
what is it?
Sick. Okay, and so we drew. What did we draw? We drew Oaktown, Slash and Burn, Extract, Mavirus. We don't have a 3/2, but we do. We can fast advance out the Oaktown.
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Expend Audacity. They don't have an SMC on the board or a Simul chip.
I don't know how we got ourselves out of that one, but
yeah.
Face
for the game. Sorry about the rules confusion. Um, yeah, that one looked like it was going south so far, or well, it looked like it was going south really slowly, to be quite honest. Um, but yeah, our R&D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 agendas in like 13 cards. Basically, like Stargate just rips through our deck over the next couple of turns if we don't win them. Oh, I like
Yeah.
this op deck. I like this op deck a lot. It just has all the cards that I want in it, and you've managed to find a space for all of them. I don't quite know how you've done that. Your usual
I
like
mean,
twisted
you
mind.
can. I think Jai should be posting something tomorrow around Ob. So yeah, because this comes from like a list of his that I just tweaked a bit.
Got ya.
Um,
Well, shout out to Jai. I know Jai. That's interesting because I know Jai was on 2 Skunkworks for a time, but I guess
yeah, I just cut one
you cut Skunkworks for a drafter and something else.
magnet,
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
and then just went down to
Went
one
down to
form
one
of carry.
former carry because it makes sense. Like you don't want to put eggs in that basket if you're only on 1 Skunkworks.
Yeah,
Um,
it comes up sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I think it's like you want to in the classic way, like if your corp doesn't do something slightly rude and against the like twisted in terms of the rules, then you probably need to do something a bit disgusting. And even if you've just got one disgusting trick, it's sometimes enough to swing things in your favor.
Yeah,
Um, that was a lot of fun though. I mean, we went undefeated. Decks like undefeated on JNet, right? Hashtag.
hashtag
Excellent stuff. Um,
yes.
yeah, very fun. Well, with that, I think I probably have to disappear off to bed. Any shout outs which you have for folks at home?
Yeah, shout out to Itati who oracled, um, Jai for Shell of the Ob, um, um, yeah, and band, of course, um, and everyone who helped playtest Oracle, all that good stuff.
Nice. Well, I'll say thank you to you for joining me tonight. It's always an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thanks for
And
having me.
I'm sure you know, we'll give it a month, get you back on. Regular slot,
I
isn't
know.
it?
I mean, I've been on like infinitely more times on your stream than I have Andre's stream. Just saying.
Ooh. I'll just well I can't claim dibs on you because like soccer's got you as well, like I have to share
Oh,
you with
yeah.
him.
I think I've been on mostly everything. Just you know, I've been
just just not Andre,
yeah, six
he
six
keeps
years in
he
the
keeps it
game.
very he keeps it very close to the chest. It's Pat, and if you're not Pat, then basically it's Pat or your name is Izzy, and that's it. That's who gets an invite. No, I'm joking, Andre. We love you, really, obviously.
Yeah, we do.
Uh, uh, right. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next week for some very cheap fish. Very, very nice. Very, very cheap. Ciao for now.